Hey guys, welcome to Super Important Reviews. My name's Steve, and I've been sick, which is actually the main reason why I haven't been putting out a lot of videos lately, especially after Ultraman. Because I actually got really sick after doing that figure review, and today is the first day I've actually been able to get on my bed and actually talk, so I wanted to get a figure review done for you guys. And sadly, I wanted it to be the new Shining Gundam, which I have right here, but the one I got from Amazon actually is missing a piece of armor right here on the upper part of his left arm, which is a little bit of a sad note because I'm trying to get a hold of the seller right now to see if I can be able to return this to get a new one, because I want to do a review and I want to do the review with everything to accurately represent the figure, and I can't really do that right now, and maybe even just maybe get a partial refund, because if I pop that little guy off, it kind of evens everything out. It wouldn't really bother me too much. But until I get that problem situated, I'm not going to be putting a figure review of this guy anytime soon. But I do actually have another figure to do, which is the Rubber Baby Otachi from Pacific Rim. And oh my god, this thing does not stand up well. Finally picked this bad boy up from Toys R Us, because they actually got him in, and wasn't really a figure I really wanted to order, because I wasn't really that excited about it. But once I saw it at Toys R Us, decided to pick this guy up anyways. Thought it'd be a nice little fun review to do. So without further ado, for the packaging, it's actually a lot different than I was originally expecting, because it's just this cardboard back with the clamshell over top of the Baby Otachi here. It's actually kind of cool because you actually see the figure pretty well inside of the packaging, which is really nice. I actually kind of want to keep this guy on the card, but we're going to have to remove him from his prison to do the review. But the background is what you see on a lot of the other Pacific Rim figures. And on the bottom here, it tells you that he is the Rubber Baby Otachi figure for ages 14 and up. Nothing too much here at the top other than the Pacific Rim logo. And then on the back of the packaging, you just get a nice image of the Rubber Baby Otachi. Get the Deluxe Otachi that is also available right now, and the flying one should be coming out soon, and can't wait for that guy. And also he is a Category 4 Kaiju, which is kind of weird because he's just a baby, so I don't think he's really that dangerous, you know. And then some Lego Mumbo Jumbo here at the bottom. So, let's get this guy open up out of his cardboard prison. Alright, so now that we have the Baby Otachi open up out of his cardboard prison, this guy is disgusting, but in a good way, because this guy's pretty much all rubber, except there is a little bit of wire inside of the tail, and it's a little bit more sterner back here, because it's a lot more thicker than, say, the arms and the chest cavity here, and same with the head. So when you're just kind of messing around with him, he flails around a lot, which is actually pretty sweet, especially this unattached umbilical cord, which is actually really cool. I really like that how pliable this guy is. Really makes him a lot more reminiscent from the film, because that monster was kind of gross and grody and very mushy looking, and so is this figure, which actually works out really well. And then bring this guy for a closer look. Head sculpt actually turned out very nice, especially for this entire figure being made out of rubber. They actually got a lot of very solid details on this guy. Where you can see for the eyes here, they actually look really good with this nice painted yellow, white, and some dark purple for the pupil here. It looks really good. Then for the head, you get a lot of the Otachi textures, where you have this really awesome looking nose, very skeletal looking with the little bit of a crest right here at the tip of the nose. His teeth have this really nice bone color, which looks really good, especially it's very nicely painted, especially for this being on rubber. Inside of the mouth, you get this nice baby blue with this very light blue for the tongue here. Looks really good. One thing I actually would have really loved for this figure, though, is maybe have a little bit of a light-up gimmick in here. Because in the film, he's kind of like crawling out of his mom. He's like, and you just see lights and saliva everywhere. I think it would have been really cool, especially with this guy being rubber. Maybe having this little gimmick where you squeeze the body and it triggers the light inside of his mouth. I think that actually would have been really sweet, and I would actually pay it a little bit extra just to be able to have that gimmick. But sadly, other than the whole gelatinous rubber effect, that's really all we got out of this figure. But detail-wise, it still looks really nice inside of that mouth. The rest of the details in the mouth look really good too, where you have his split jowls right here. A little bit of details on the side of the mouth here, where you can see where the gum is for the teeth. Looks pretty sweet. And then moving down the neck, you get his wrapped around umbilical cord around his neck, which is actually something that looks like to me is actually slid over his neck, because this part actually isn't attached to the neck at all. So this actually seems like it could be removable, but I'm not going to really mess around with this, because for one, I kind of fear that this would actually snap if I try to get this off, and this is the way he looks in the movie, so I'd keep it on regardless. But the umbilical cord actually looks really nice around his neck. Has a lot of very gross textures. It's a nice blood red color. You even get a little bit of The texture of the umbilical cord snipped at the end here looks really sweet. Then coming down for the rest of the body here, looks really good, where you get this nice dark grayish purple coming along the back here. Some purple here for the bioluminescence for each of these little holes here, which actually looks very nice. Again, very reminiscent of the film, with the platings right here coming down along the back here. And then you also have his underdeveloped wings slash arms, where they actually have a lot of very nice textures here, where you kind of see the premonitions of where the wing would be, but it's not quite developed here yet, especially right here for the little segment line here. Hands look very gnarly with these really sharp looking nails, ready to attack other little baby kaijus and yugas. And then moving down the rest of the body here, you can see his underdeveloped legs here, which are just kind of little toenails. They're just kind of protruding out of the lower portion of his body, which again looks really gross. Especially you can see right here for the rib cage here, for his undersection here. These little nubs, which I'm not 100% where what they are, but cool nonetheless. And then you get his tail right here with these little spikes kind of sticking out of the side here. His underdeveloped little grabber claw at the end of his tail here, which just kind of looks odd per se. It's even got like a little hole right here for like where like the little mouth section would be, so it's a little different looking. And a nice smooth undersection of the tail with some copyright information. So overall for the details, really actually impressed with this guy, especially again being made out of rubber. He actually has a lot of very nice details. And then for his articulation, other than just pretty much, since he's rubber, you can pretty much just bend everything and just kind of all sits back into place however you're going to want to move it. So that's pretty much what you get for the articulation, except for the tail here. Actually has a wire inside of here, so you kind of actually get a little bit of articulation out of this. And you just gotta kind of work the joint and bend it in there, so you can actually get the tail to bend and it'll actually stay in that position. And you just keep kind of messing with it just to get it to bend how you need it. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it is doable. It's just gotta keep messing with it till you get it exactly how you want it. And what's actually kind of neat too is you can actually work some way of actually not having your hand in here to movement. He actually kind of moves around very reminiscent of the movie, where he's just kind of like flailing around and just flopping out of his mother's tummy, getting ready to eat some Ron Perlmans and just nom 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 nom. So for some quick comparison, here we have the Rubber Baby Otachi next to the Big Mama Deluxe Otachi and a little baby that she came with, which this guy doesn't really work and scale with any of the deluxe class figures, but who really cares? And here we have Baby Otachi with some of the other deluxe class Jaegers with Hong Kong Brawl, Gypsy Danger, Horizon Brave, and Coyote Tango. And here is some of my other baby kaijus in my collection with the 1998 Baby Treadmaster Godzillas. And finally here we have the Baby Otachi with the 18-inch tall Gypsy Danger, which actually in terms of scale, this actually works really well for me. So overall with the Rubber Baby Otachi action figure, I actually like this figure a lot. It has a lot of very solid details, and especially for it being primarily made out of rubber, it actually really helps to give it that more authentic feel. But the main problem with this figure is it doesn't really work in the scale of most of the normal Pacific Rim action figures, except for the 18-inch line, which actually sizes up pretty well for me in that regards. But there's not like an Otachi to really go with that line, so it's kind of hit and miss in that regards. So mainly if you're going to be buying this action figure in terms of a collectible and want this figure to last for the long haul, I actually would recommend leaving it inside the packaging, just because then you don't really have to worry about the wear and tear of the rubber. And also, I actually enjoy it being inside the packaging because you actually get a very nice clear view of the figure from inside of it. But if you like really weird action figures and want something a little bit more unique for your collection, then by all means, let this guy open up out of his prison. So what do you guys think? Have you guys picked up the Rubber Baby Otachi? What obscure action figures would you like to see from Pacific Rim? Or would you prefer a more 18-inch scale Otachi? Because I know I would. Please let us know in the comments. Let us closer pictures on Facebook. You want to click the link in the description below. Help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button. Subscribe to become a ranger today, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye-bye.